Student Senate deadline coming up, middle school gets a double dose of testing, Chapel gets some star power.
And speaking of stars, it's a solar eclipse day. Plus, we have a big reveal for you today. I'm Cooper.
And I'm Zach, and your update from Monday, April 8th starts in 3, 2, 1. Good morning, Sense. Well, me and Cooper have a lot for you today, so let's just get right into it.
Well, first up, elections for the 2024 to 2025 Student Senate are coming soon. Any student interested in running for the middle school Student Senate should pick up a declaration of intent form from the middle school office.
Anyone interested in running for the high school Student Senate may pick up the same form from the high school desk.
These are available right now, and they list all eligibility requirements for anyone wishing to run. Intent forms are due back to the appropriate office no later than this Wednesday.
Well, this next announcement is very important because if you don't listen now, you're not going to have this same opportunity in a long time.
That's right, because later today there will be a total solar eclipse, which is when the moon moves in front of the sun, making it cover the sun for a few hours on Monday.
This is the first time we've had a solar eclipse since 2017. Now for us here in Fort Myers, the sun will only be about halfway covered. But this event will take place mostly at 3 p.m., in other words, at dismissal time.
Students will go to dismissal at regular time, but do not look at the eclipse unless you have special sunshades, otherwise you could get a permanent tattoo on your eye.
Well, I don't know about that, Cooper, but you will definitely get eye damage, so just don't do it.
Good to know. Well, one last thing before we send it off to sports. Today there will be a Sentinels for Life meeting.
So make sure you show up for that. Well, that's all for now. Let's see what sports has for us.
Thanks, guys. In sports on Friday, varsity baseball took on CSN, and the boys played a close game, winning 4-3.
Varsity softball played LaBelle, and they crushed the Cowboys 8-0.
Moving on to today's sports, beach volleyball is away at Mariner at 5.
Middle school baseball is at home against St. Michael's at 4.
And finally, JV softball is also at home against Bishop Furrow at 5.
Well, it's Monday, so it's time for Behind the Shield. This week, we have a profile on the school mascot, Ezekiel, and the person behind the mask. Let's check it out and send it to the rest of the announcements.
When people think of new faces at ECS, most of the time people think of new teachers or students. However, there's another new face at ECS that fits outside of these categories. That being Ezekiel, the mascot, also known as Sierra Sharp.
I became the mascot junior year when me and Coach Harris were discussing about how to make the pep rallies more fun, because it really wasn't more of just the teachers trying to make the pep rally fun and there wasn't a lot of student interaction. And I remember 6th grade, I was like, there was this mascot, and this mascot, when they revealed like himself, he was like the student's age and everybody would mess with the mascot.
As the mascot, Sierra has one main goal, which is to entertain the students of ECS.
That will really get that crowd going. So in general, your goal is just to try and get that crowd happy to be there, willing to be there, and trying to cheer on the team.
Sierra has so much fun being the mascot that it is hard for her to pick one favorite part of the job.
Take pictures to being on the field with the athletes, because when you're in the crowd and you're a bystander, you don't see these perspectives and different views of what everybody is there doing. Like, you would never know or experience what the football players are doing on that field and the adrenaline, but when you're the mascot, you can go wherever you want, you can be whoever you want.
It is Sierra's last year at ECS because she is a senior. However, she still wants to continue the life of Ezekiel. So Sierra explains what kind of person best fits the mask.
Like, they should have a willingness to even be this character, because when you are this character, you have to drop your whole personality and you have to be a sentinel. You have to be brave. You have to actually act like a guy. And I'm not a guy, and I can't stand like a guy. I can't act like a guy, but I have to put on not just this outfit, but a whole nother personality.
For the update, this is Jordan Nader.
Thanks, guys.
We have 2 announcements before we leave.
On Wednesday, all of middle school will be taking the OLSATs. 7th grade will also start the Stanfords.
And on Thursday, 7th grade will take 1 Stanford before chapel and 1 after.
Speaking of chapel, this week's guest speaker is former NFL safety Nate Allen.
He used to play for the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Dolphins.
Well, that's all for now. See you, Sense.